New Google anti-gravity update is insane. You're wasting hours writing code that an AI could build in minutes. You're stuck switching between your editor, terminal, and browser just to test one simple feature. And you're missing the biggest shift in coding since Stack Overflow. While you're typing away, other developers are building entire apps by just describing what they want. I'm breaking down Google Anti-Gravity's latest update that just dropped. This isn't another AI autocomplete tool. This is completely different. And if you're still coding the old way, you need to see this. Google launched anti gravity in November 2025, but the massive updates they pushed in January are what nobody's talking about. These changes make it actually usable for real work. It's an agentic development platform. You tell it what to build, and it handles everything: planning, coding, testing, fixing bugs, like having a junior developer who works independently. And this is where it gets wild. The update that just dropped adds something called agent skills. I'll explain what that means in a second. But first, you need to understand how anti-gravity works, because this is the part that blew my mind. Anti-gravity has two different views. There's the editor view, which looks like VS Code for when you want to write code directly, but then there's the manager view. This is where the magic happens. It's like mission control for AI agents. You can have multiple agents working on different parts of your project simultaneously. One agent building your front end, another working on your backend API, a third writing tests, all at the same time, all working independently in their own workspaces. You're not the developer anymore, you're the architect directing the work. And you can see all their progress in one dashboard. Now, here's what makes anti-gravity different from every other AI coding tool. It has browser integration. This is huge. When an agent finishes writing code, it doesn't just stop there. It actually opens a browser, runs your app, and tests it like a real person would. I saw a demo where someone asked it to build a fish tank game. The agent built everything: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, generated the fish graphics, made them swim around. The first version had white backgrounds on the fish instead of transparent. The developer just said, fix the transparency. And the agent regenerated all the graphics, updated the code, tested it in the browser, and verified it worked, all automatically. That's the key difference. It has access to an image generator, file system, browser, and terminal. It's a worker with actual tools. Now, the updates that just dropped, this is what nobody else is explaining. The first major update is Agent Skills, added mid-December 2025 and early January 2026. Instead of explaining the same rules to AI every time, you package instructions into a reusable skill that loads automatically when relevant. It works through progressive disclosure. Skills sit dormant until needed. When you ask the agent to do something matching a skill's description, it loads and follows those instructions. Real example: create a database migration skill explaining your company's migration process. Every time an agent needs to do a migration, it automatically finds that skill and follows your process. You explain once, it remembers. These skills can be project specific or global. Put them in your project folder so your whole team uses them, or make them global for all your projects. And it's an open standard, so skills from other tools work here too. The second big update is Gemini 3 Flash support. This was added December 8th, 2025. Gemini 3 Flash is Google's faster model. It gives you quicker responses and lower latency. So when you're in the middle of coding and you need a fast answer, you can switch to Flash. When you need deeper reasoning, you can use Gemini 3 Pro or even Claude Opus 4.5. And here's something most people don't know. Anti-gravity supports multiple AI models. You've got Gemini 3 Pro, Gemini 3 Deep Think, Gemini 3 Flash for Google's models, then Claude Sonnet 4.5 and Claude Opus 4.5 from Anthropic, plus GPT OSS. 6 different models you can switch between depending on what you're doing. That's insane flexibility. The third update is rate limits. Before, people hit daily limits mid-project. Super frustrating. Building something, then boom, you're cut off. Google fixed this. Free users now get weekly limits instead of daily. Bigger bucket of usage you can spend when you actually have time to work. No more mid-project cutoffs. Paid users on Google AI Pro or Ultra get increased limits with 5-hour refresh cycles. Quota refills throughout the day. Continuous work sessions without running out. Everyone gets unlimited tab completions and access to Gemini 3 Pro, still in public preview, completely free for individuals. Here's how the workflow actually works. Say you want to build a to-do app, open Anti-Gravity, go to Manager View, start a conversation. Build a to-do app with React. Users add tasks, mark them complete, delete them, make it modern, use Tailwind. The agent creates a plan showing file structure, components, and features. You review, add comments, then approve, Multiple things happen simultaneously. Agent writes React components, sets up files, writes CSS, creates logic. After coding, it spins up a dev server, opens a browser, and tests everything. Clicks buttons, adds tasks, takes screenshots, errors, it fixes them, want changes, make buttons bigger, change to blue. Add due dates, it executes, tests, verifies, model context protocol, MCP. This lets agents connect to external tools and services. Want your agent to access Supabase for database setup? Install the Supabase MCP server. Need website scraping for research? Install Firecrawl, Postgres database management. Install the Postgres MCP tool. These MCP servers give agents real capabilities. They pull actual data from APIs, deploy to live servers, integrate with your existing tools and workflows. This isn't just code generation. This is real work on real systems. And the MCP ecosystem is growing with hundreds of integrations available. Setup is straightforward. Download from antigravity.google, works on Mac, Windows, Linux, looks like VS Code because it's a modified fork. Import your VS Code settings if you want. Set up MCP servers for tools you need. Takes a few minutes. The learning curve exists because you need to unlearn normal coding. You're used to controlling every line. Here you delegate. I'll give the goal, not the how. When you first try it, you'll overspecify. Don't let agents figure it out. The more you step back, the faster you build. December 4th, 2025 brought secure mode. Important because giving AI agents terminal and browser access is powerful but risky. Secure mode prevents agents from running harmful commands without your review. Set different autonomy levels, require permission before any terminal command, or allow certain safe commands automatically. You get control while keeping autonomous benefits. Here's what's going to happen. Right now, most developers still type code manually using AI's fancy autocomplete. That'll look ridiculous in 6 months. Tools like anti-gravity show a different way. Focus on architecture and problem solving. AI handles implementation. Developers who figure this out early get a massive advantage, building 10 times faster, not because they're better coders, because they're better at directing AI agents. This is the shift from writing code to orchestrating agents, from worker to conductor. Download Anti-Gravity now. It's free. Build something small. Try the workflow of describing instead of coding. Get comfortable with it. Then experiment with agent skills. Create skills for your coding style, project structure, testing process. Build that library of reusable knowledge. Stay updated. This field moves fast. What I showed you today will be outdated in a month, but understand the principles and you'll adapt to whatever comes next.